it's me, Shanerator, back with another exciting unboxing video for another LEGO set, the Nintendo Entertainment System. Long story short, retro video games is one of my favorite things ever. One thing that I'm kind of known for is the fact that I love the visceral and tangible aspect of owning stuff, in case you haven't noticed. But Nintendo will always have a special place in my heart with their penchant for memorable characters, groundbreaking genres, and their components, which you can hold. But my love for the tangible doesn't exclusively go to video games. It also goes to Legos. So you can imagine my sheer joy when LEGO and Nintendo announced a partnership where they would be manufacturing Nintendo-based LEGO sets. Initially, they announced a handful of Mario-oriented sets, which I thought were pretty cool, but no announcement from LEGO has ever gotten me more excited than when they announced the NES as being a LEGO set that I could build. So you can imagine that when pre-orders went live on August 1st, I spammed the heck out of that order button to get my copy. So without further ado, let us commence the official unboxing and assembly of the Nintendo Entertainment System on LEGO. In my last unboxing video, I unveiled the LEGO Marvel Shield Helicarrier, and one of the things that I took notice of right away was the sheer size of this box. And my feedback is very similar to the box for the NES. This box is way bigger than I thought it would be, given how big I know the NES to be. For the sake of comparison, here is an actual NES console compared to the size of the box. To me, that is a whole lot of box for the size of the console if it's a 1-to-1 ratio. But then again, I guess we're also working on a miniaturized version of a television, so I guess that would make sense why there is a bigger box. But still, I don't have it with me at the moment, but the Shield Helicarrier box was only a little bit bigger than this box for a model that seemed way more massive. And here is that model to scale. So all that to say, even though the NES itself is what's supposed to take front and center stage, the vast majority of the kit may actually go to the television itself. Only time will tell. I don't know about you, but I'm ready to start building this thing. Let us see what goodies await us inside this beautiful box. Definitely one of the most exciting aspects of unboxing is actually seeing what's inside the box. And would you look at that? This box is actually filled pretty heavily to the brim with bags. There's not a lot of empty space, which is in fairly sharp contrast to my last video where I felt like there was a lot more empty space in the box. Let's pull some of these guys out. And all of these are numbered chronologically, indicating the order in which we want to assemble these. So, big old pile of plastic bags, and also a cryptic white box inside of the bigger box. I'm getting some feelings of deja vu. Come on. I can do this. There we go. And let us open this guy up. And this box also has a significant amount of heft, so it appears that they would pack quite a bit more in here as well. And to not get these mixed up, I will kind of just pour the contents out here away from the rest of the set. Oh my gosh, this is a lot of pieces for what is ostensibly two things that we're putting together, the television set and the NES. And I guess we also have the controller and cartridge as well. The instruction manual is also fairly big. Let's take a closer look at this guy. Looks like we got my arch nemesis, stickers, and not one, but two separate booklets. One for the NES itself, and the other for the television set. This one has about 250 pages of beautiful illustrations on how to assemble the television. Lots of brightly colored pieces that will go on the interior of the set. And the NES booklet is 210 pieces for, if my math is correct, approximately 500 pages of instructions. Not only do these books provide a manual, but also a brief history on some of the games and the NES console itself, providing some high-resolution screenshots and a brief summary of some of the most popular games for the console, such as Zelda and Excitebike. So I'd say, based on my sampling size of LEGO sets I've done so far, which is one, we have about 7 to 10 hours of work ahead of us. I'm anxious to get started. Let's proceed. Remember, there's a trick to this. Sometimes, by slapping down the piece, you can get it to stay a lot better. You just gotta Lego Building 101. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk. So I've disassembled a few NES systems in my time for repair purposes, and I can say confidently that the interior wasn't quite as colorful as this. So much for making things a 1-to-1 ratio between the real thing and the Lego model. This color scheme reminds me of something very similar, also from Nintendo. Whew. I actually can't stand on that foot. Numb. If you have any recommendations for me as far as how to not sit on my feet while I'm kneeling down like this, Japanese style, I'm all ears. So I think when it comes to the world of Lego building, 20% of the time is allocated towards actually putting the bricks together. The other 80% is actually directed at finding the piece within the pile of bricks that you have before you. I believe they call that the Pareto principle. Maybe it doesn't apply here, but it should. We'll just call it Shane's official Lego rule for short. There's some pretty funky pieces in this set. I've never seen a decal affixed to the side of a brick while it's suspended upside down. Crap. It's not uncommon for each bag to have small pieces that are extras, just in case you lose some. But whenever I see an extra larger piece like this, makes me a little leery that I might have missed a step somewhere. Yep, found it. It was this little guy. Right here. Which unfortunately is buried by a crap ton of other pieces. Uh-oh, time to break out the brick remover. Ah, it's like magic, and this is my wand. I don't know why I said it like that, just wanted to sound epic, that's all. Ow! Nobody panic, everything is fine. Well, except my foot. I lied. Everything is not fine, because for as long as I thought I could avoid him, my arch nemesis, Mr. Sticker, I think I scared the dog, Mr. Sticker has reared its ugly head again. Can do this. Symmetry, don't freak out, everything will be okay. Applying a Lego sticker is basically a lighter form of surgery, and I'm fairly certain that to pass through medical school, they make you apply stickers because it shows that you can handle finger finesse. Ask any doctor. Oh no, that one wasn't very straight. Screw it, it's close enough. And this is why I despise putting on stickers. You don't get it right the first time, it is game over. There it is. Now will it fit in here? We'll find out later. And that's why they call him Cliffhanger. Between the lines, anybody?
That's why he's called Cliffhanger.
Check it out! And that completes the first instructional booklet with the NES console itself, one controller, and the Mario Bros. Cartridge. I am just absolutely blown away by the level of accuracy as far as making everything look just like the original console. I will do a side-by-side comparison, but already I can see that this basically is unmistakable from the regular console. In fact, from a distance, you might even mistake it for the real thing and actually insert a cartridge, but that would be bad because this is made out of Lego and it would shatter into multiple pieces. This is basically the showpiece of the Lego set, and boy, does it look amazing. And now, moving on to part 2, which is the CRT television set. So let's go. Gears, 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 gears. I love gears. Let's play Where's the Piece? I found it! Yay! The one ring to rule them all. Turns out I had left it in the bag earlier in the video. So chances are, if there is an error, it's usually operator error. And that is Special Life Pro Tips with Shanerator. I think one of my favorite parts about assembling this is seeing the quick results, especially with some of these larger pieces. I mean, I don't mind the smaller pieces because obviously I love the assembly process overall, but the thing about using larger pieces is it brings the set to life that much faster as it's building out the foundation that much more quickly. I like quick results. I guess that plays right into being a fan of instant gratification. Oops, probably shouldn't bend that. I hate stickers. Why, you ask? Because they suck. It's one of the 7 core tenets of humanity. We are fallible creatures, death is inevitable, and so is taxes, and stickers suck. Stuff you didn't learn in high school. Now those with OCD beware, because it is hecka hard to resist the temptation not to get each of these tiny little squares perfectly aligned. If you're a professional that lays tile for a living, please don't at me. I am doing the best that I can. Oh, look at that. The instructions are actually encouraging us to straighten out any pieces on the back side that aren't perfectly aligned. And if the Lego designer said it, guess we gotta do it. Now you can take this moment to give yourself a pat on the back, everybody. You've made it through this entire video watching me assemble the Nintendo Entertainment System and the CRT TV in Lego form through its entirety. So earlier, by pointing out the gears that are in the set ever so subtly, I alluded to the fact that there was some mechanical aspects to this TV set. Why not dive in and see what it does? I would have been totally happy with just the NES by itself in Lego, but this takes it to the next level. And what better way to look at the details than to actually compare it to a real-life Nintendo Entertainment System? So at first glance, at least for me, the cartridge, console, and controller were nearly indistinguishable from one another. That right there is the mark of true ingenuity in designing this in Lego form. Proportionally speaking, almost everything is utter perfection. From the button layout, to the color scheme, even down to the little connections for the cables on the side, the Lego designers hit it out of the park with this design. And check this out, this is also awesome. So the original NES has a front-loading cover that opens so that you can insert the cartridge and actually press it down using a set of springs and other mechanics on the inside. The Lego NES has the exact same thing. Using those spring-loaded components that we built into it early on, you are also able to put the Lego cartridge into the console and actually push it down. You can even connect the Lego controller in front of the console just like its authentic counterpart. It was an absolute joy to put this together, and needless to say, if Nintendo and Lego decide to do a Lego version of the Super Nintendo, take my money. Now, Lego nailed almost every aspect of the NES, but I checked, and the little vent slats that are on the top right of the console do not exactly line up. The Lego version has 18 of those slats, whereas the real one has 21. And for that reason, I'm going to have to give this set a 7 out of 10. Hope you had fun watching this video. As always, please leave a comment, a like, subscribe, and if you really dug this video and want to see more, feel free to leave suggestions as to what you want to see me unbox next. And that doesn't necessarily have to be just Lego sets. It could be video game stuff, anything nerdy. I'm in. Take care, everyone, and thanks for watching.